Hello everyone, Vita's a Furniture here back with another How to Play. Today we're looking at how to play this game, Bahamas. Never been there, wouldn't mind going there, but I don't anticipate that happening. Uh, but yeah, it's an interesting little game. It's from Madigo. Came out a couple years ago, a few years ago. I don't know if it's or when. Um, but sometime in the 2020s, I do believe. It's for ages 10 and up. It plays 4 to 8 players. It's more of a party game. You need a bigger crowd. 4 players minimum, and it takes about 30 minutes. In the game, you are playing a bunch of thieves, and I'll just read what it says here on the back of the box. It says, the robbery was perfect. A plan without a hitch, millions in a bag, a flight to the Bahamas. Yes, this plan was perfect. We finally began to relax when suddenly the engine failed. Yes, the robbery was perfect, and we had everything planned, everything except having parachutes. Uh-oh. and so yeah, basically in the game, you are fighting over parachutes and also fighting over money and trying to survive. It's designed by Nicholas Normandon with art by Piero. And in the game, you're basically rolling dice, drawing, doing some actions, trying to get money, trying to get parachutes, and or a lifeboat. Somehow a lifeboat can survive, let you survive a plane crash. And it's it's a James Bond-esque thing, or Indiana Jones, is it? Yeah, it was Indiana Jones that survived the plane crash with a lifeboat. Probably James Bond too. Anyways, in the game, you get a number of things. First of all, you get 10 character cards. Each player is going to get one. And each one has an action you can take if you roll this symbol on the dice. Right here. And so you got the boss. You got Dex. You got Piero. Gwen. Nick. Kika. Joe. Pat. Mary. And Doug. And so let's just use these ones. You can just choose which ones you want, or you can randomly, I guess, draw some. I'll explain what they say on them in a minute. You also get 40 of these cast cards. Everything is a smooth plastic finish in case you're wondering, very shiny. These ones are more like a postcard type quality, I would say. The cast cards have cast values anywhere from 100,000 to 500,000. Wouldn't that be nice? If only. And then you get also a bunch of action cards. There is a total of 27. You're not going to be using all of them necessarily. You got these ones that say they're for 6 plus. You will remove these if you're doing anything less than 6 players. You also have these starting cards. And again, you're using a certain amount based on the player count. You can see how many parachutes you're going to be using, fake, FBI badges, and dice. So for 4 players, we're using just 3 dice. For dice, it's very simple. You're using 1 less than our players. And then parachutes, you always seem to be using 2 less based on the player count. And then there's always 1 badge, and for this there's 1 unless it's 6 or 7 or 7 or 8 players, and then you use 2 fake parachutes. Fake parachutes look like Care Bear, because of course. And so I should probably go over some of the action cards as well. The action cards let you do different things. You got Search, which lets you choose a player and they have to show you their action cards, and I guess you get to take one or you just get to look at them. Storm lets you choose a direction, left or right. Each player will simultaneously draw a random action card from the neighbor in that direction. So if you say left, you steal a card from the person to your left. This is the crash card, which I'll put out for the moment. It's a high kick, where when an opponent is about to play the action of the die, you give them a kick in the nuts and you switch the die to a different face. There's the FBI cell phone. In the game, there's an FBI badge here. in these starting cards. There's another one in here as well. You got the FBI cell phone, and there's also some handcuffs. If you ever get all three of those, the badge, the handcuffs, and the phone, you immediately win the game. The other way the game will end is if this crash card shows up. So there's two ways for the game to end. And you either win by having all three FBI cards, or by having the most money and surviving the crash. And you survive the crash by having a parachute. If you don't have a parachute or lifeboat, which I'll get to in a minute, then you don't survive the crash. If you do, and you survive the crash, whoever has the most money wins the game. It's a pretty simple game, simple mechanisms, if you will. You got Thief, which basically lets you steal a card from the person to your left or right, either a cash card or an action card. There's also Robbery, which, if you haven't played yet, you get to take a die that was chosen by your opponent. So if my opponent was going to choose this die, I get to steal it from them and take that action instead. Then they would get to go. Here's the handcuffs, search. Let me just double check something here. Yeah, search is just, if you do search, you're just basically looking at an opponent's hand. There's the lifeboat, which could save your life at the end of the game. You'll take a diamond, which give you $250,000 if you survive the crash. And that is that. So you can shuffle this up. You shuffle up the cash cards. Now, you're going to take, for this, you're going to take the 4 bottom cards. And you're going to mix this crash card in here. And so it's always going to be one of the bottom 5 cards. Once that comes out, the game will come to an end. And you just put the rest on top. You give each person, you let each person draw one of these cards. I'm going to take these ones. These are the ones you use with more players. I'll put those aside as well. So each person gets to draw or gets dealt one of these cards. Let's go over what they say. The boss lets me place the die on the face of your choice. So I can choose whichever one I want. I mean, obviously I wouldn't put it back on the plane because that just lets me do this action again. So that would be silly. Decks lets you draw 3 cast cards from the deck. Keep one, put the other 2 on the bottom. Piero, who is the artist, guess it's the artist, or just named after the artist, lets you choose a player, look at their cast cards, discard one, and then draw a cast card from the deck for your hand. And then Gwen lets you choose a player, look at 2 of the cast cards randomly, keep one, and give the other one back to them. So those are the actions. Let's look at the dice. There is 6 sides, but they all have 2 sides that are the same. This lets you simply draw an action card. This one lets you steal an action card from another player. This one lets you steal a money card from another player, a cast card. This one lets you draw a cast card. And this one lets you take your character's action. So, to start, once you set up how many dice you're using and the action cards, the starting cards, as it say, you shuffle up the starting cards and deal 1 to each player. So I got the fake parachute. Wah, wah, wah. Don't worry, you won't necessarily be keeping that. The whole point of the game is to be stealing cards and hopefully getting the parachutes and getting the money so that you can win the game. Then each person will also draw another action card from the deck. And each person is going to get 2 cast cards. So, I got $700,000. That's pretty good. And the action card I got was Extinguisher. I don't know if you looked at this one. This one lets you cancel the effect of an action card that has just been played. So if somebody plays a card where they're going to steal one of my cards, I can go, nope. That's a nope card, basically. Decks over here. Got the badge, and they got Robbery. Piero got a parachute and a high kick. And Gwen had Parachute and Thief. Now, action cards can be played at any time, even out of turn. You can just kind of stop an action in the middle, like stop a person's turn right in the middle of the turn and do your action. But let's just go through the game without going crazy with the action cards. One person, it says the oldest person, will take the 3 die, or however many die you're using, always one less than a player count. You'll see why in a minute. You roll the die, let's say I'm starting. I roll the die, and I will then choose one of these die. Let's say I choose the money. Put it on my character card, then I take the action of that, which is drawing a money card. And I add that to my hand. Then I pass the die to another player. Maybe I give him to Piero. He doesn't have much of a choice. They're both just drawing an action card, so he will. And he gets Extinguisher. Then he passes to, let's say, Gwen. And C will take that, and she has to draw a card. Handcuffs. So, decks did not have any dice. There's always going to be one person who doesn't get any die. And what's going to happen is they then collect all the die, roll them, and choose one of them. So she's going to take money. And does that. And she says, you know what? I'll give these to the boss. And I will take, let's say I take an action card. Oops. This time. Ooh, diamond. I'll take that. And if I want, I can perform, action. I can say, no, I don't have any actions to perform. I'll just pass this to, let's say, Piero, who will take it, and he will take the cast. Maybe Piero wants to perform an action, can he? Not right now. So then all these are going to go to Gwen, who will roll the die, and choose one, and she decides to steal cast. So she's going to steal cast from Piero, for instance. Ooh, that's a pretty good one to steal. Then, maybe. And also, when you have this extinguisher, you can use this for any action. So I could, if I wanted to, say, don't touch her money. But I'm not going to. But anyway, let's say, for instance, Dex decides, you know what? I want to use this. She hasn't played yet. Let's say that I get the dice, right? She says, you know what? I'm going to steal a die from you. So since I haven't played yet, I haven't taken a dice. You can take one of these dice. That's what Robbie lets you do. And play it. So she decides to do this. And she's going to steal an action card from Piero. Happens to be High Kick. And this one will just get discarded into a discard pile next to the draw deck. And then I would get this one since I was past them. And I would just draw a card. Ooh, the lifeboat. Yes, that's what I wanted. Now, you can never have more than 4 action cards at the end of your turn. So if you have more than 4, which I don't, I have exactly 4, you have to discard one. So then again, we would pass the dice, gets down to Piero, since he doesn't have any. And you just keep doing this. You keep doing this, rolling dice, taking actions, drawing cards, until either one person has all 3 of the FBI cards, or one person, or we get to the crash card, which won't take too long to get to. It's not a very big deck, but once the crash card comes out, we all go crashing down, and then we reveal what we have. I have a lifeboat, so I'm safe. This Dex is dead. She doesn't have a lifeboat or a parachute. This guy has a parachute, and she has a parachute. And so whoever has a parachute or a lifeboat is safe. You're then going to count up your money that you have. She has $900,000. I have $900,000, but I also have diamonds, so that boosts me up to, what is that? 1.15 or something like that. Probably doing math incorrectly. And this guy has 300,000. So most money, that would be me. I would win against the boss. Of course, the boss is going to survive, right? Anyway, that is the game. It's a pretty cool little game, fun little party game, if you will. Nice artwork. For what it is, it's fine. Decent quality. And that is that. Comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. We'll see you next time with more. Thanks for watching.